So here we have the Nigretta Falls, and my brother can piss off now.
I'm prehistoric, man.
Prehistoric? No, I'm just joking. What do you think, Tina? Don't take photo of me. And this is 410 million year old.
I'm from the Stone Age.
You are the Stone Age. 410 million year old rhyolitic ignimbrite. So it's like rhyolite, and that is an extrusive equivalent of granite. So that's from what I remember. So it has a lot of quartz in it, but it has a lot of feldspar, and it does erode very easily. So ignimbrite means that it just come out as spewed out of a volcano as an ash, and then it settled, but it's still hot, and it recrystallized into a rhyolite type rock. So maybe we can see any, and you can actually walk down to this one, and all of this is pretty much the same rock. And you can see at the waterfall how there is no overhang. So in Waterfalls, the overhang was a basalt that was a lot harder than this ignimbrite, so it eroded a lot slower. And underneath you had that bench, which is the ignimbrite being eroded, and also they had another layer of a lot softer basalt. So let's walk down. Go. You want to stay here? Huh? Okay. No, Kaki. Just in case. So now we just walk down below. Maybe I'll take a sample of ignimbrite home. And so here we have a scenic reserve. We have a lot of wildflowers here. And this is some information on the wildflowers. And what do I like? I like the flowers like that, the orchids. And chocolate lily. I have that one at home. So you get a lot of grasses as well. You stay here? Hey ganger. So the hardest part of this walk is actually coming back up. It's a lot more tiring because you're going against gravity. And you can see the ignimbrite. So maybe you can see the crystals. So this might be like a quartz feldspar type phenocryst in a finer matrix. So here's the ignimbrite, and it looks like you can see the quartz crystals and then feldspar. Not too sure which one they are. And the finer matrix is probably also quartz, mainly feldspar. And also it looks like quartz. Micas and hornblende. Those wouldn't make up a great percentage of the actual rock. As you can see, when it erodes, it goes a darker colour. So that's the ignimbrite. So obviously there's no shortage of samples that you can get here. And here is the actual waterfall. Looks beautiful. There's a memorial up there where someone in 1970 fell down and died. So that's why you better be careful when you come into these. And here we have a close-up of the Ignimbrite. So that is when I went to that is it Grange Butte or whatever formation, it was pretty eroded, and this is starting to get eroded. You can see how it's forming a soil there, and this is not quite fresh, it's starting to erode, so it keeps a lot of the iron, it looks like. And as you can see, it's pretty fractured as well. So this has been subjected to mountain building. So, oh, look at that spider. Hope the focus is on. No, it's not going to focus on the spider. It's quite a nice, beautiful black and yellow spider. Oh, she oak. Quite eroded Ignimbrite. So if you really want a fresh sample, and also here's the old steps. Apparently two weeks ago, a little kid fell down these steps crawling up, nearly killed himself. So that's why when you go on these field trips of geological places, you need to let other people know, and also you need to be careful with what you do. So if you're going to walk around there, you need to be careful. I wouldn't recommend you walk on that waterfall. So as you can see, there's plants growing on it, so it's actually going to be quite slippery. Probably over here will be slippery as well. So when it floods, all this turns into a waterfall. Kookaburra. So as you can see, that's white. That looks like the residue of plant matter. And so the original volcano that did erupt this Ignimbrite no longer exists, so we're not too sure where it is. But this Ignimbrite occurs over a large area. So it was not a small volcano, it's actually quite big. And these are the beautiful formations that are left over. So here we are looking at the geology of Nigretta. So here's Hamilton. To get to Nigretta, you need to follow this road, and wait, if you put it on, no, not the Perilla Sands, if you put it on satellite as well, it's a lot easier to find. So you got Wannon, so you got the Wannon Nigretta Falls Road. So Wannon is here, so near the town. You got that sound, so you got a circular depression there, right there. That's in Waterfall. And if you go Wannon Nigretta, then you have a turn off, I think. Yeah, you got the turn off here, so the Waterfalls is here. So if you zoom in, it's a bit hard. The actual Waterfalls is there. So the circular depression is the Waterfalls. And if you click on this area, it shows that it is the Rocklands volcanic group, so 419 to 393 million years old. This is a rhyolitic Ignimbrite. So it's just when the volcano erupted, the ash came down and it formed the Ignimbrite. It's a rhyolitic, so it's pretty similar to granite in its composition, so mostly felsic, That means it contains a lot of silicon. So a lot of quartz would have been formed, which are the largest crystals that you see in the rock, and feldspars. And it has minor mica and hornblende, which is pretty much non-existent. And it is surrounded by your Port Campbell limestone. So this is fossils if you want to have a look, but you're probably better off going down to Port Campbell to find fossil exposures. And up north we've got the Perilla sands, fine sands, medium grains, quartz rich, sandy, alien, low crystalline. So this is mainly from when it was a beachfront. So the Perilla sands, very interesting topic. Maybe I'll do that one day. And yeah, all that's Perilla sands up north. I'll have to check that out one day. So this is Nigretta. It is just basically one type of rock. Pretty hard rock to weather. But obviously it can weather it because, even though this is harder rock, it's been exposed to the waterfall for a longer period of time. And if we have a look at Waterfalls, that is made of basalt, and then the Ignimbrite is down below. So that is the geology of Nigretta Falls. Sorry, I just made a mistake. 410 million years ago is the early Devonian, so not the Silurian or the Ordovician. Obviously that is an older period. So sometimes I do confuse myself with the information that I got. So as you can see, the eroded Ignimbrite. As you look up, that's the stairs. So I didn't actually look up too much information on the Ignimbrite because this is really just a Christmas Day quick video at Waterfalls and Nigretta Falls. So I need to do my shoelaces up. Okay, here's my niece and nephew, my sister-in-law, my brother's over there, probably seen him in another video. And how do you get across this river? So while this river does have large boulders, the Ignimbrite, there is no basalt here because this is upriver, and the volcano is on another neck of the river, so the Grange Burn, so there is no volcanic material upriver from this. You need to go downriver that way. So as you can see, the plant matter, it just makes this a lot slippery. Where? Fucking walking on. What? No, I just don't want to fall over and put this in the water.
Oh, isn't it waterproof?
Nah. It's a gimbal. It's about as waterproof as your phone.
This is waterproof. There's a phone the cover's waterproof.
Yeah, there's not the phone though.
No, not the cover.
I can't get a cover for this. Hey, you lost your shoe.
That's not my shoe. Whose is that? That's Dad's shoe by the way.
Your dad doesn't have any
Well, you
shoes.
have to invent a rain jacket for it.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
No.
Oh, look at all the Ignimbrite. Very common rock, as you can see. If you want some Ignimbrite, come here and get it. For sale. Don't get this stuff. This is actually quite eroded. Hear the sound of the Ignimbrite. So if you break it open, you can see you get fresh material. Looks like we have a large quartz and feldspar crystal, and it looks like quartz and feldspar together. So yeah, maybe I'll take a sample home. So you can see around the edges how you got the where it's been weathered. And also the differential erosion. So it's quite a light sample, although it does have a spider web on it. I'll just take the half. So in Victoria we do have a lot of volcanic activity, which has occurred over the last 400 to 500 million years. You can see the large boulders, so these would have come from somewhere up there, as you can see. So it doesn't seem to be that there's differential erosion, and but sometimes they do break off into blocks like sheets. It doesn't occur that often, but you know, you get a lot of fractures in these rocks where pressure has pretty much broken the rocks apart. And you can see a lot of the times you get corners, so this is probably related to the crystal structure of probably the quartz. And climbing on these rocks is a bit hard because you've got the gimbal in one hand. And usually when you climb you need two hands, so it's a bit hard. So here's a large fracture in the actual rock. So when you see the fractures like that, you're not too sure if it's actually displaced. So if this rock's been moved relative to that, because you don't have any laminations that you would have in a sedimentary rock. But it's a nice place to check out the geology. So not only am I interested, oh, someone over there got a drone. So not only am I interested in the geology, but also the flora. So you've got the trees, the eucalyptus trees, the wattle, also the fauna. So you've got a lot of native animals, and you also got a lot of native bivalves in the water. Got a lot of, looks like we have what do they call it? Those insects that skate along the top of the actual water. And we've got water boatmen as well. We also got a lot of native algae. And up there is the lookout, where you can look out below here. And there goes the drone.